Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. Today, we're cracking the PMP code, navigating quality management inputs. If you're studying for the exam, you already know the drill. Some of these questions, they're downright sneaky. They're basically little mysteries just waiting to be solved. So let's jump right in and break down the forensic logic you'll need to crack one of these really tricky scenarios. All right, here's our mystery for the day. A project manager is beginning to define quality requirements for an infrastructure project, having reviewed the charter and PM plan elements. What additional action should they take to collect inputs? So our project manager has clearly done some preliminary digging here, right? But they're missing something. Our job is to figure out their immediate next move. Let's line up our 4 suspects. Option A, review the requirements documentation. Option B, conduct a brainstorming session. Option C, perform a cost-benefit analysis. Or Option D, update the lessons learned register. Take just a second to really look at these. Based on what you know right now, lock in your guess. Got it? Okay, let's see if your intuition holds up. Okay, so our very first major clue is buried right in that opening sentence. Begin defining quality requirements and standards. Now, on the PMP exam, words are chosen with extreme precision. This isn't just fluffy filler text, you know? This phrase is literally the GPS coordinate for where we are in the project lifecycle. We're not closing out the project, we're not executing deliverables, we are standing right on the starting line of defining quality. And if we translate that clue into official terminology, it drops us squarely into the plan quality management process. This is the process of identifying quality requirements and standards for the project and its deliverables. By nailing this down, we've basically established our entire framework. Everything we do from here on out has to be viewed through this specific lens. If an action doesn't fit inside this process, boom, we cross it off our suspect list. So this brings us to the fundamental logic engine of really all project management processes, the ITTO framework. Think of it like baking a cake. Step 1. Gather inputs. You're getting all your ingredients out on the counter. Step 2, apply tools and techniques. That's the mixing and the baking. And step 3, produce outputs. You get a finished cake. You literally cannot move to step 2 without finishing step 1. And since our prompt explicitly asks what action to take to collect inputs, we are 100% in step 1. We're still gathering our ingredients. All right, let's see how this builds our case. Here's clue number 2. The project manager reviews the project charter and examines relevant elements of the project management plan. See? They aren't starting entirely from scratch. They've already grabbed a few ingredients out of the pantry. But because the question specifically asks what additional action is needed, we know for a fact that a really crucial ingredient hasn't been brought to the counter yet. Now, this brings us to the ultimate trap of the question. This is the big aha moment. You might be thinking, well, the prompt said they reviewed elements of the project management plan. Doesn't that just cover everything? No, it absolutely doesn't. And this is exactly where so many test takers get caught. There is a very strict, very critical distinction in project management between project management plan components and project documents. They are completely different things. Requirements documentation is a project document. It is not a component of the project management plan. So when the prompt says the PM reviewed the plan, it's secretly telling us they haven't touched the project documents yet. They're sitting in a totally different filing cabinet, completely unread. So let's play detective and eliminate our suspects using that ITTO logic. Let's look at option B, brainstorming. Brainstorming is a tool and technique. You can't effectively brainstorm without your inputs already in hand. Verdict? Incorrect. What about option C, cost-benefit analysis? Again, that's a tool and technique. We haven't even planned the quality activities yet because we're still gathering inputs. You can't analyze the cost of an activity that literally doesn't exist. Verdict? Incorrect. And option D, update lessons learned. Updating a register is an output. We haven't actually done anything yet to learn a lesson from. It's way too early for outputs. Verdict? Incorrect. Which brings us to the only logical survivor of our little investigation. Option A is the clear winner. Review the requirements documentation to gain an understanding of the project and product quality requirements. As we just established, project documents, specifically the requirements documentation, are inputs to the plan quality management process. And since they're categorized as project documents and not plan components, we know for absolute certain the PM hasn't reviewed them yet. So reviewing them is the exact, literal missing puzzle piece we need to finish gathering our inputs. This whole concept is summarized perfectly by a quote straight from our source material. Read this, internalize it, and honestly, mentally bookmark it for exam day. Project management best practices include gathering all relevant information in the form of inputs before applying the tools and techniques to produce the outputs. That is your golden rule right there. Whenever a question asks, what should the project manager do next? Ask yourself, where am I in the ITTO timeline? If you're missing inputs, your very next step has to be an input gathering activity. Never jump to a tool and absolutely never jump to an output prematurely. Well, we've successfully cracked today's case, but the investigation doesn't stop here. If identifying inputs versus tools is the key to cracking tricky exam questions, what other project management processes are you currently miscategorizing in your studies? Think about risk management or stakeholder engagement. Are you maybe mixing up your project documents with your project management plan components over there too? I highly challenge you to take this exact analytical framework we use today, isolate the process, map the ITTOs, rigorously eliminate those wrong options, and apply it to the rest of your study sessions. Thanks so much for joining me in this explainer. Keep questioning, keep categorizing, and I'll catch you next time.